Hey, how's it going? I'm Mitali and Mostly in the Moment, and this is just kind of a fun extra video just to highlight some more spiritual aspects of this week. And I referred you to this video through the explanation of the outfits that I'm wearing because a lot of people ask me what my background is. First and foremost, I am 100% American, born and raised. My background is Indian, and I am proud of both of them. So we have the eclipse in Cancer coming up in a few days. Depending on when you watch this video, the energies will still be applicable to you. But the eclipse is on the 21st, and then we have the summer solstice happening at the same time, winter solstice for those of you in the southern hemisphere. And I'm not an astrologer. I'm a astrologer hobbyist, astrologer novice. I believe that it takes years of dedicated studying to be good at astrology, and I do highly respect few advanced astrologers. I feel like astrology is a science and has a little bit of art in it. And I realized that I could pick up on the energies just as well as astrology, but using my intuition and tarot. So, you know, everyone has their preferred modality, but in the end, it's basically the same energy, but interpreted in different ways, and that's where the art and the skill lies. But anyway, the solar eclipse is in Cancer. And then we have a lunar eclipse coming up in Capricorn. So if you could find where those are in your birth chart, what houses they are in, it will give you kind of an idea of what's in store for you around this time and for the second half of this year. And this energy has been going on for the last couple of years. I mean, it's in a much broader cycle than that, but you'll know what's coming up for you. At least you'll get a sense of what's coming up for you right now. If you look at what you were doing around the end of December and the end of November last year. So for me, a lot of my culture and the religious background that I was brought up in, it was coming to the surface. And it's something that I kind of rejected at 12 years old when I declared myself an atheist. And it was just because I asked the question, does God really exist? And I didn't get a good enough answer. So that's kind of where my spiritual journey began. But in doing so, rejecting not just the religion that I was brought up in, but all religions, I kind of missed out on some of the good parts of it. I still participated in the Indian culture though, because the Indian culture is a lot of fun. So I went through my spiritual journey, which is a fun story, but it's a bit of a long one, so I'm gonna save that for another time. But my family taught me when I was younger to accept all religions. And when we were younger, I mean, I went to churches, I went to temples, I went to mosques. I mean, we did it all. And it was very important for my parents to instill in me and my sister to be really respectful of other religions and other people's beliefs. And I was kind of heartbroken to find out that not everyone has that mentality. But anyway, I went through a lot of things, as a lot of you have throughout your life, right? And I found my way back to the light, so that was great. But there were some things that I picked up along the way, a lot of things. For example, a lot of you might not know this, but I channel and communicate with a lot of different high vibrational light beings and energies. So I communicate with archangels, with ascended masters, with ETs, and just like, I don't know, I've connected with such a variety of light beings that it would take a very long time for me to go through all of them. But there are only a few gods and goddesses or energies that I connected with in Hinduism, which was the religion of the family that I was born into. And so one of my lessons was to kind of reopen that door recently, very recently actually, and connect with more of those energies. And that kind of rounded me out because I've been connecting with energies, beautiful high vibrational light energies that other people connect with, other cultures and religions connect with all around the world, all around the galaxy, but not this part. Not that I cut it out completely, but I just didn't fully let it in. And so you probably noticed that I started the weekly general energies, and I first named it weekly spirit messages. But if I were to say the actual spirit messages that I get to kind of put out there, it might trigger some people. It might cause some cognitive dissonance. And my goal here on this channel is to help twin flames awaken to their spiritual journey. So I try to inject as much spiritual ideas and the spiritual aspects of things into readings as much as I can without putting the audience to sleep, without putting twin flames who are not awakened yet or trying to awaken and kind of just want to listen to what their boo is up to, what what their crush or the person that they're in love with is up to. It's a fine line. So it's kind of like, I have to present the energies of what people are asking for, what they come to this reading for, what the way they click on it, but also want to bring in as much spiritual information as I can so people can take it and use it or leave it. It doesn't matter as long as I'm doing my part, which is focusing a lot on the spiritual aspect and not just the physical 3D aspect. At this point, I don't even really care about my views or subscribers because it's like I have enough to kind of support myself a little bit. I mean, a little bit more would be nice, but at this point, I had twice as many views this time last year than I do now, and at first I was kind of bummed, but in reality there are less people ready for what's coming than there are people watching the twin flame readings. So I can see that as I'm connecting now with the people that are light workers, that are light bearers, that are light warriors, that are way showers and thought leaders, So we're connecting and we're sharing ideas and we're helping each other out because I learn from you guys as much as you might learn from me. So it's a two-way street. I've always been that way. The way that Spirit prepped me for this is for the last decade, talking to thousands and thousands and thousands of people randomly from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds. Either they would gravitate towards me or I would gravitate towards them, but I would just have the most random, deep conversations with so many people from all walks of life. I'm not even kidding. And I learned from them. That's why I can connect with so many people on your personal experiences, because if I didn't experience it myself, which I think a lot of you would be surprised with the things that I went through in my life, you probably wouldn't be able to guess. But also I learned through other people's experiences. And so that's how my empathic abilities and my intuitive abilities were strengthened, because I was able to understand people's experiences and emotions because I was there or right next to the person that was right there, a little bit stronger. And I know a lot of people that are watching this video right now have done the same or are doing the same because you are guided to watch this video, and I just know it. So I wanted to expand outside of twin flame readings because I cannot just do twin flame readings for the rest of my life. I love doing twin flame readings, and I've had such a focused study of twin flame theories and twin flame experiences that I am qualified for the job and I would be helpful in this area. But I put my due diligence in. I put 2 years in and doing a lot of things. I didn't put my face up because I wasn't doing this for getting views and likes. I'm doing this because I want to bring light into this area. I want to bring knowledge and wisdom, which is light, into this area. Although it would be nice to have enough to kind of be able to be better than barely scraping by, but I know I'm going there. I didn't jump into this thinking that I was gonna do this overnight. Like, I planned to do this for years and years. But anyway, I need to expand, and it's like I have a box of crayons to work with, and I'm only allowed to color with one crayon, one color, and it's time for me to expand. And I need your input on this. Like, I have some ideas, but I don't want to blow up and do too many things at once. I like going at this pace. I mean, I don't have social media for this channel for that reason, because that's too much. I'd rather respond to every comment if I can on YouTube than just responding to one or two people here and there on different social network platforms. So my thing here is that the spirit message that Spirit wanted me to bring up this week is that a lot of people have a negative connotation to certain signs or symbols. The one that was brought to my attention was, please don't get triggered, is the 3 6s, the triple sixes, the 666 number. And I know certain religions that number has like a really negative connotation, and I understand why. It's just one of those things that it's so sad to see that such a beautiful divine number, all numbers are divine, was kind of stamped with this negative thing. And 6 is actually a number of harmony, of compassion, of cooperation. It's a very, very beautiful number. It's actually also the number of reunions and unions. Some people don't like the number 5 because it denotes change. I know some countries that don't like the number 4. I know a lot of people don't like the number 13 because it's known as like the bad luck number. But if you knew how beautiful the number 13 is, and numbers, they aren't good or bad. They're a tool, just like a knife is a tool. So you can use a knife to help you out in certain tasks, like cutting up vegetables, or maybe cutting some rope, or tasks that are like that. Or you can use it to hurt somebody. So the number 666 for me is such an important number, because we tend to go through all the numbers. If we want to go through them sequentially, like we go through number 1, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, and then when it comes to 666, we all kind of just freeze up. A lot of us kind of freeze up. It's like, no, that's a bad number. It's a negative number. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to feel through that. And it's funny because 555 is a number of change, beautiful change, right? And then right after the change, what's there? 666. And what's after 666? 777, a very highly spiritual number. So if we don't make the transition after we think about this big change, after this big change comes into your life and you use it to your advantage, it's a really good positive change. You got the momentum going, and then you get to 666 and you're just like, nope, stop. I'm not feeling that energy. I'm backing out. This has a negative connotation for me. Instead, what you can do is have 666 means something else for you. For me, 666 means union, means harmony, and that compassion that's needed to kind of follow through on the change. When things get tough, your passion for something, your passion for people, for the good of people, is what's going to pull you through that tough change, right? To get to the 777, right? So for me, 666 also means time to get focused. This is the do or die time. It's time to make a decision, and this decision is really important. You might want to put more focus on it, and you might want to take out more time to think about it, because this is the time. This is a vital time, a vital decision. Are you going to go forward or are you not? And that's why I feel like a lot of people put a negative connotation on 666, because if you let the fear come in, that doubt come in, it can flush away that passion that was there, that drive, that motivation, that follow through, which is so, if you watch my twin flame readings, it's so important to kind of follow through, because so many people come close to union and then they energetically back out last second. And then when it comes after 666, 777, that strong spirituality, that you're on the right spiritual path, and the 888, the manifestation of abundance, of gifts, of power, 999, finality, idealism, finally getting there, 10, finally. You don't have to repeat that cycle again. And if you don't want to start with 666, then try another number. Try another sign. Something that you put a negative meaning behind, try to change it to a positive meaning and just really feel through it. Because once you feel through it, you can finally accomplish that level and get to the next one. For example, a lot of people are afraid of spiders or spider webs. If you look up the omen for walking through a spider web, it actually means that there's a lot of money coming to you. So if you take out the stigma of these signs and symbols and number sequences, you'll be surprised how much you're lifted, how lighter you feel, and how you know you can turn the energy of something that you thought was negative into something that works for you. So you can use that energy for something to push you forward and positively forward in your life. With that whole example that I was using with the knife, things can actually hold energy that could influence the way that it's used. If, for example, if that knife was already used in something bad, or if someone put bad intentions on that knife already, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. So that was my actual spirit message of the week. And I love to hear your thoughts. I know a lot of you have some thoughts or some examples that could really help me out and other people out. So I'd love to hear from you for that. Okay, I'm Mitali signing off. Much love and light.